Welcome back to Concept Z Performance, and today we've got a pretty big job in store. Since the S15 is a JDM vehicle, that means it's actually seen some winters. Unlike here in Arizona, they actually get some snow in Japan. So today we're going to be taking a closer look at the S15's underbody.
All right, we are back working on the S15, and it's a big job at that. We are dropping the rear subframe, so let's get this car up in the air and let's get it dropped. With the car up in the air, we can now take a look at how bad the subframe looks. You can see exactly why we're doing this. It's just like crusty and some rust. We're removing the rear subframe to take all these arms off, clean it up, get the subframe powder coated, and basically, I don't know, get this car looking factory fresh again.
Pair of Volks with cobwebs. Now that's a rare sight.
This is also quality. This muffler is gone.
We got that quality exhaust. It's time to give it that CZP love, man.
First thing we'll be removing is the exhaust system. We're just gonna take it all off real quick just to clear up some space and make it much easier to drop the subframe.
Once we have the exhaust out, we might as well drop the drive shaft, as that'll need to come out anyway.
Lastly, the handbrake had to be disconnected. And then your e-brake cables are disconnected. There's a little clip right here. There's that one. There's that one. And now they're just hanging there. Pretty much anything that's not coming down has to get disconnected. That's going to include the brakes, the rear coils, and any of the electrical connectors and grounding straps.
Cool, so the ground strap is out of the way. This is disconnected and the rest of the wire is still attached to the subframe.
Yeah.
And then
we disconnected it from the heat shield up here. It was just some clips. But now it's just these subframe braces. There's one on the left and the right. And it's just two 14 millimeters to take it off. I love power tools.
that's pretty much it, right? Everything's off. We can now
Get a trans jack underneath it to support the subframe, and then we'll start undoing
bigger bolts, the main ones.
Yeah, these four. Well, they're studs.
Oh, giant studs.
Giant studs with a nut on the bottom. So you want to be really careful. You don't want to strip it. So we'll honestly probably take a wire brush or something to clean off the end of the threads, just to make sure we don't gunk it up as we pull it off, because we want our nut to go back on happily, because this is your rear suspension.
Cool. Let's make like Snoop Dogg and drop it like it's hot.
Do it.
With the appropriate tools, just getting the subframe out, about 2 hours. Not a bad job.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it would be a little bit more difficult if we were on the ground. It is doable. Just filming and everything, it makes it so much easier to be on the lift. And like, if you have it, I would say get a lift, or use a lift. But if you do need to do it on jack stands, I personally know quite a few people who have done it.
We need to strip the subframe to get it ready for powder coating, but before we do that, we need to pull the hubs off, as we're going to be zinc plating the knuckles as well.
There we go. There we go. So yeah, pro tip, screw the bolt back in all but a millimeter or two. And then
Some nice little love taps from the back.
yeah, tap with it on the hammer. Should pop right off. With the hub off, we can remove the rest of the arms and then get the knuckle ready to send off to powder coating, and then do the same for the other side.
Now you may have noticed that some of the diff bushings may have been removed already. That's something we're covering in another video, which you can watch right here once it comes out. Now, Josh can go ahead and remove the diff and axles.
This is an S15 rear spindle, or rear knuckle. It's a very grimy one, and will soon be media blasted, acid dipped, and then powder coated.
But before that,
So before that, we have to press out this bushing, this bushing, and this bushing.
Boom.
fun.
Indeed, fun is something you could call it.
Finally, we can finish taking apart the subframe. With that done, all that's left is to press out any bushings, like the diff bushings, which come out just like the other subframe bushings. One last touch would be removing the front spindles, as we're going to be zinc coating those, as well as all the hardware we've removed so far. Everything's skin coated.
Those things aren't what fun is all about. Now, do it like this. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. Try it!
N is for anywhere and anytime at all. Down here in the deep blue sea.
All right, everything's disassembled. Now we're gonna take it to go get powder coated by our friends at AVP Coating. If you're in the Phoenix area and you're looking to get any work done, we'll link him down in the description below. Everything's off to powder coating. Join us in our next S15 video where everything will get reinstalled alongside some new goodies.